Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Fracas and Scourge. So, like Blur from earlier this week, Scourge was originally released in 1986 as a regular Decepticon and then re-released in 1987, but with the added feature of being a Titan Master. And as with Blur, was brought back for the Titans Return toy line, but instead having his Target Master partner become his Titan Master partner and turning into his head. So let's get started by looking at Fracas himself. Getting some better light on there. You can see some nice silver and red on that face plate. That's very nice going on. Otherwise, some nice details going on along the chest, some nice stuff on the side of the helmet, and a little bit of light blue for the lower legs. And then you go to the other side, and there you see the Scourge face going on, and see it in all of its silver and red and blueness. As with other Titan Masters, Fracas' articulation includes a ball-jointed head, allowing his head to rotate a full 360, and being able to bob back and forth and whatnot. His arms are on ball joints as well and are able to go that far out. They're able to bend out slightly at that much of an angle. And he has pins in his knees that allow his legs to bend that far forward and that far back, and pins in his knees to allow his legs to bend that far back and that far forward. And as with other Titan Masters, he transforms by just folding himself in half, and also like Blur, is able to stick that little bit up to complete the head mode. So that's what's up with Fracas. So let's take a closer look at Scourge now. So Scourge transforms into a very, very alien, Cybertronian, futuristic spaceship thing going on. There's a lot of dark blue going on in the center here, and then a very nice Decepticon symbol right there. You got a lot of light blue up at the front, with some very light blue up at the front, almost white. It's probably white, but kind of probably got a bit of a bluish tint to it, and an actual light blue there, along with some very nice panel detailing and the leg. On the sides, you get some more dark blue with some vent details going on, some more panel linings, a little bit of silver going on here and here around these bits. Coming back here, you get a little silver, light blue, the whitish bluish thing, and a very little bit of red on, I guess these are supposed to be the engines of the shuttlecraft. You get a nice transparent cockpit right there. You got this little bit right here, which is actually a separate piece, but based on how the original toy worked, this is where this accessory is supposed to go, and it's the same blue with a little bit of red at the front. Coming to the back, you get bits of robot starting to appear, more details on these bits right here, and then underneath you got the chest of Scourge, you got the arms, and you can figure out these are going to be the legs. These panels are kind of weird. They're a lot nicer in robot mode, and also kind of functions by these bits being guns, but it's still a little panel-y with robot bits underneath. But it's still overall a very nice jet mode. In terms of accessories, I mentioned he comes with this bit that is also a gun, and with this 5mm post does peg in up here, and can also peg here in this hexagonal hole. Not particularly well, just because there's a lot of stuff around it that makes it tight. But these holes that are painted in silver on both sides are 5mm compatible, and you're able to plug things on the sides like so. And as well, he also comes with this blaster, which again, 5mm compatible, can plug up there. This one is really is the one that's really designed to go into that port right there, and is most suited to being there. And again, also able to plug on the sides if you so desire. As for Titan Master compatibility, you can open the cockpit. It's a little tight to get it off, and I just pulled it off of its friction hinge. You can see this tab goes, that tab goes into that slot right there, and I often think that that bit sticking out right there is actually the thing you're supposed to pull on to actually pull the top off, and I keep forgetting that's not the case. And then you can get a closer look inside and see all of the detailing going on in the seats. And then you sit Fracas down in a seating position. The tab will go into a slot. I think you can just see it. I think you can just see the hole at the very bottom there. But he'll tab in there. And he'll sit. And he can pilot Scourge. He is also, you can transform him into head mode in this mode and stick him in top of this port that is Titan Master compatible and have his head riding on the outside of the jet mode, which if you think it's weird, this was a thing that happened in the cartoon and the movies a few times, whether by animation error or whatnot, but it's been a thing that exists, and and Hasbro likes to reference it when they make this type of Scourge toy. So that's a thing you're able to do. And as with the other Titans Return figures we've seen so far, Scourge's two weapons are able to become a weapon mount for Fracas to ride in. And we'll get him a seating position. This tab goes into the slot. It'll sit like so. You stick this in there, and there you have the weapons platform for your Titan Master, and this can still plug in wherever you want to plug it into. Now for a quick size comparison, I'll put this bit back on top because I do like how that looks. Here he is with Titans Return. Nope. Stand Fracas. Titans Return. Legends Bumblebee. Deluxe Class Chrome Dome. Their Scourge is just a bit longer and while thinner at the front. The wing ends up being a bit wider than Chrome Dome in the back. Voyager class Megatron. See how they look. And Leader class Scourge, 6-shot. Leader class 6-shot, not Leader class Scourge. And yeah, so that's all there is to say on the vehicle mode. So let's roll right along to the robot mode. And to do that, I'm going to just take this accessory off. And then we're going to start by pulling out these side panels like so. There are two tabs on each of the panels, one right there and one right there. The tab into slots there, and there. Coming back, we're going to then fold these all the way back, partly just to get them out of the way for other bits. Next, what's going to happen is you're going to split the legs. There's tabs there and there, and that slot there and there. And you will pull them down like so. And there's also tabs there and there that will slot there and there for when it's connected in vehicle mode as well. What you're going to do is you're going to rotate and slide this entire assembly up and in, like so. And you do have to note that you will have to remove your Titan Master for the robot mode. Some Titans return figures, you can leave them in vehicle mode. This one you definitely have to, because if I can get it open, that's where a lot of the leg goes, or that's where the extension goes for the robot mode. Then you do that, and you're going to rotate the legs forward like this. You're going to flip this panel in and tab it in. Then you're going to flip the heel down, flip the foot out, and repeat that on the other side. Flip, rotate, flip the panel in, tab it in, fold the heel down, flip the foot out. There we are. And then you pull out the arms. They tab very lightly using this tab going into that slot right there. And that's how I'll tab in. You'll pull that out, rotate that down, flip the wrist out, repeat that on the other side, pull out, flip down, fold the fist out. And there you have Scourge. And now all he needs is his head. And here is his head. Flip that up, stick it in there. And there you have Scourge in his robot mode. And like Blur with being a 1986 figure that got a Target Master in 1987 and having an interesting head that has this little bit stick up, he is also very blue in his robot mode with not a lot to break him up. Like, at least you see a lot of the other colors because these wings are here. But there still could, like Blur, there could have been so much more done to the rest of the body to make it not a solid chunk of blue. I mean, you do get broken up with these silver and black pieces there, this silver and black there, and this little bit of green, which I don't think exists anywhere else on this toy. That's the only bit of green, but that's all there is. And there's so much nice paneling. Like, look at those panels. Look at the details on those arms and these legs. There's some nice detail going on, but it's all the solid chunk of blue. Like, look at that look at those abs. He's got nice abs, and like, it's just solid blue, and you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference. And then just to look at it, there's also a lot of this detailing on the insides of these wings. But yeah. So for articulation for Scourge, he the others, he shares the same head articulation as his Titan Master partner. He can rotate full 360. He can bob up and down. He can rock back and forth. Though to me, I found that like his head is a little more bobbleheady than others. His arms are on ball joints, so they're able to rotate a full 360. They're able to bend in and out. You can also use this the transformation joint as an extra hinge to get the arms up to go out to the sides even further. The elbows bend at a 90-degree angle. There is a swivel in the arm. There is a wrist joint if you want him to break his wrist or something. There's nothing at the waist. The hips are able to bend that far forward. That far back. Are able to, if you didn't see it before, they're that far forward. And they actually ratchet sideways and bend that far out. There's actually a ratchet, so it's gonna click into place. You can't hear it, but you can see the ratchet joint there. Legs can swivel full 360. Knees can bend 60 degrees. I'd want to say that's 60 degrees. It doesn't have the 90 degrees, but it's also able to bend forward a little bit, which is a little concerning. And then His toes are able to bend, and so are his heels. This whole assembly can bend forward and angle like such. Oh, darn it. So I did, crap, I forgot to mention in the vehicle mode, at the front of the jet, there's a tie-in master post right there, and a tie-in master post right there. That's at the part of the front of the jet, and you can stick tie-in masters in there. You saw it on the other reviews. Hopefully, if you see it now on the other reviews, and I'm sure you'll see it on other reviews to come. But that is another place for tie-in masters to stand on Scourge. There's only those two posts. Back to articulation, you can also articulate the wings. Wings are able to bend that far back and that far forward, and then these bits are also able to flap, so you can have Scourge's wing cape positioned however you want it to. And focus, please. Cool. And then you have his two weapons, and he can hold them in his hands like so. And then, oh my, you've lost your fist there, Scourge. You've lost it. Let go. Cool. And then you're able to store the weapons on the back in a few different places. You can store them up here. You can store them down here. You can store them on the sides of the wings. Whatever you want to do, but you can store. You do have backpack storage for Scourge's weapons. Yeah. So now let's get into some size comparisons for Scourge. Here he is with Legends class Bumblebee. Bumblebee coming up to a little bit above his waist. Chrome Dome. Deluxe class Chrome Dome. Scourge is certainly taller head-to-head height. Yeah. Leader class Megatron. With Scourge coming up to like about those stickers right there. And leader class 6 shot. The Scourge being actually a bit above a little taller than the skirt flaps right there. And of course, with the mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. So yeah, like I've been mentioning, Scourge is very much like Blur in a lot of different ways. Unfortunately, one of those ways is that while the vehicle mode really pops with its colors, his robot mode does not as much. Scourge is a little better because he does have some light blue about him because of the wings. Some very light blue about him because of the wings. But he's still a lot bluer, a lot of the same shade of blue than he really should be. He's got so many good details, and he needs something more to make them pop. But he's still a really cool figure, and definitely a good one to pick up. It's just he could have been better with some different shades of color in him. Yeah, so that's all I have to say on Scourge, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All of the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.